In an effort to get more death battles done for you.
Sorry about that.
Content like every week for you.
Sorry about that. Because if I did live, because if I show you my face, I'm pretty sure I'm gonna move around a lot. So yeah, we're just doing it through desktop capture. Anyway, moving on.
General direction. Yeah.
All right, we'll do one more. We'll do one more question.
Oh, but we didn't give him a time frame. So like, yeah, I don't know. Like, well, Goku vs Superman, you spent like.
So yeah, again, this is a live.
Goku vs Superman was a 2.5 year long project, but I was working on other death battles.
But I mean, usually like
I did dedicate a full 2 months.
Yeah.
The bathroom.
Like beforehand, I had watched the Dragon Ball.
Y'all enjoy.
Watched Superman and read stuff. Before that, and those 2 months were basically this is crunch time for analyzing everything, figuring out what everything means. Like that's what I dedicated that to.
Yeah, but about a month, I'd say. We've been like, trying to whittle that down.
Yeah, and then animation also is also something that you got to consider what time frame you need.
Total man hours, well over 300 per episode.
Yeah.
You know, just speaking from a boss guy. We're just so you know, we're about 5 minutes away from the premiere of the remastered Boba Fett versus Samus fight, so stick around for that. We're gonna get one more question in from Death Battle Live using the hashtag, so make sure you guys use that hashtag right now.
Yeah, and then right after the preview, after the premiere, then we'll be doing a post show talking about some stuff. We actually have our animator Torian, who we just hired on full time this week. So he moved out, and he'll be on the show. So if you guys have any animation questions and stuff like that, we'll be answering those after the premiere.
Full show. All right, another good question. This is something I don't know if you guys have ever talked about. From at Max of Few Trades, have you ever been disappointed by an episode's reception?
I mean, there are definitely some times when like we put out an episode that we think is gonna just like kill it, and it's just like, oh.
Like I kind of expected He-Man versus Lion-O to, I guess, be a more popular episode. But at the same time, a lot of that is kind of figuring out what our audience likes, and like what kind of audience we've built over the years. And at this point, I think we've kind of got a pretty good understanding of
I would like to think that at this point we have a pretty good.
Yeah. With that said, every now and then we still like. This is another thing we get so many suggestions, right? And people are like, you guys even look at them? We seriously do. I read like almost every comment on every death battle. And like
So
absolutely.
you've been told you need to kill yourself plenty of times.
Oh yeah. And if I followed everything, I'd be dead.
I'd be dead probably a million different ways.
Yeah, but so I read like pretty much almost every comment, and we always are like on the lookout. Like if there's a matchup that we like, something like and then we have this giant sheet of like matchups that we liked and stuff from suggestions. So we very much take that into account.
Yes.
All right, well, we're almost there. Once you get just a couple minutes out, we're going to go 3 minutes away. But before we get there, I wanted to ask you guys, do you guys have like a personal favorite fight that's been worked on? Because I know that's a question you guys get a lot. What's your personal favorite death battle that's ever been produced?
Cool. That's a tough one at this point, because there are so many different reasons for so many different episodes to be my favorite at this point. Like, obviously, one of our latest ones, Deadpool versus Deathstroke, stands out.
Ridiculous.
Tremendously.
Torian killed it.
Torian's animation on that just rocks the crap out of that episode. It's amazing how that turned out. Like, Torian and our voice actors, Jazor and Takahata, like, bring those guys together, and it's one of the greatest videos I've ever seen in my life. Easily.
My camera better not crash
so
again.
When the animation comes in, it's like Christmas, because like, we just get to write it, and then it magically appears. I'd say like probably
okay, good. It's not crashing. Moving on.
Probably He-Man Lion-O, because I'm a huge fan of He-Man and Thundercats. So also we had a lot of fun writing that episode because
that was probably the most fun we've had on an episode.
Right, we pretty much got to write a crossover episode of He-Man and Thundercats. Only they had to kill each other. But
like, really what everybody wants anyway.
Yeah, and so we had so much fun, like making fun of like the cheesy He-Man gimmicks,
Yeah.
Like He-Man, like every time he does something fun, and, like that episode was just so much fun to write. It was also really fun to research because behind the veil, what Ben and I'll do a lot of times is usually like when we have all the research compiled, Ben will come up to me and be like, I think this person's wins, and I'll pretty much automatically disagree with him. So then like take the other like person's perspective and just argue him into the ground.
The idea is that you disagree with me no matter what, so that we have every single possible opinion thrown against each other.
Basically try and trap him in any kind of logic hole or anything like that. But with that one, we were very much researching like together. So I took He-Man and he took Thundercats, and like we're both going. And as we're going through, like every day,
it's the next door neighbor.
Like, oh yeah, well guess what? He-Man picked up a chain and just magicked it back together. Beat that one, Lion-O.
Magic of the 80s.
And then I would come up the next day and be like, Hey, I was watching Thundercats last night, and guess what? Lion-O went to the center of the earth. He was perfectly fine.
So then and he's like, I don't think you're gonna beat that one. Next day, I'm like, oh yeah. What if I told you that He-Man broke a stalactite off the top of the ceiling and spun so fast upside down that he drilled a hole to the earth, drilled a hole to the center of the earth, and lava came back and rekindled this planet? Like, anyway, the whole episode was that, yeah, and that's why it's so much fun.
Every single day for like a good 2-3 weeks was that. I was trying to one-up each other with our Lion-O He-Man research.
That's awesome.
Yeah. What about your favorite episode?
Oh, jeez. Well,
Make it quick. People are excited.
Yeah.
Deadpool, Deathstroke, Rainbow Dash and Starscream was so much fun. I also really like the Pokemon Battle Royale.
Yeah.
That one turned out really well. I think the animation, just how we were able to run through 3 characters in an episode, and I think we did a really good job with that one.
We did so much nerd math in that one.
Oh, yeah, and how
Okay, you know what? Until they get to the actual battle, they're just gonna be talking most of the time. So I'll continue this as soon as the main event starts. Okay.